friends! Remember that one time when I said that I would put up a video of a tour of Aix? A little tour of Aix-en-Provence? Well, I'm doing it now! Yay for follow through! Brownie points. Wait, this different. Basically in this video we'll be walking from my dormitory to my university with a couple detours. So to start off, we'll be coming down my hallway. Now we're taking the path out from my dormitory. It was Rue Les Gazelles. You can look at a tour of my dorm room should you so desire, because that is a previous video that I've done. And here we are on the main street. This is the way I walk to university every single day. And you'll see there's a park on our left. A lot of people would hang out in this park, a lot of students, a lot of older people. It was real cute like. Here's the patisserie where I always bought food. Look at all the little sweeties, sweets. But the main things I would get were the pain au chocolat, right there. Oh my gracious me, pain au chocolat. There are also a bunch of little delicacies, and I tried a couple of them. They were very good. We would get them for birthdays, and I would also very often get baguettes there because French baguettes are unparalleled. Oh my gosh. Just remembering back to those days and back to the baguette. Sorry, I'm going on a tangent here, but just the bread. I'd say the two most common things that I had on baguettes. First was a tomato mozzarella sandwich, and I'd also add spinach and pesto. I got my inspiration from Paul, a chain sandwich shop in France, because they had a tomato mozzarella pesto sandwich on olive bread. Like when I first arrived to France, I bought that sandwich so much. Like I didn't know what I was doing with food at that point, so I would just like go and get sandwiches from Paul all the time. I'll insert a picture here. The sandwich was amazing. Second thing I'd make a lot is a baguette with jam and cheese, and oftentimes that cheese was brie. There's also a flower shop on the way that always took flowers out. And it was funny, this one time they invited me to come into the store and take pictures, and oh my goodness, I was just so nervous, but they're really sweet.
Dis-moi!
Oui, moi! Je t'écoute.
Il a 5 petits. 5 petits.
Vous voyez, comme les gens les voient mal. Pour faire une belle photo, une belle fleur, c'est tout. Madame est une artiste, je le vois tout de suite.
Va travailler. Ratala boukatia. Viens ratala boukatia.
Ah ben oui, alhamdoulilah.
Merci. And now we are going to cross the road, and we are making our way. We making our way downtown, walking fast, faces passing, I'm homebound. Except I'm not homebound, going to my university. And look at all the motorcycles. That's another thing, is there are a ton of motorcycles in Aix. This is the main street. This is the main strip. Hello, welcome. As you will see, there are a number of streets that lead off of this one where there are a lot of cool little shops, little restaurants, little cafes. I went to a church, like downtown, in this like little church. You go like on a street and then to the side, and there was a church. There's the Monoprix that I talked about in my culture shock video. This is like one of the main roundabouts off of Cour-Mirabeau. is just like a little plaza. This is off the west side of Aix-en-Provence, by the fountain that we were just by. Okay, so there are like a couple major times in France when like all the shops have sales. And so I just happened to go out when they're having a ton of sales. L'Occitane! I bought some perfume there. It's actually in the background. It's roses. Now we're getting closer to my university. This is another little fountain. Oh, here we are at the open market. They have these open markets all the time, and they're awesome. When I was researching Aix-en-Provence, I saw that they had so many farmers markets and just markets in general. And that was one of the things that drew me to it. So here I'm showing you a food market, predominantly food. Like here you see lavender. There's so many lavender products. But there's also a clothes market that happened like on Aix-en-Provence. This is like one of the main plazas before you get to my university. In this one, actually, they often had a flower market. But this big, majestic building right here actually was, I think it's the offices of the mayor. But we continue walking and we go under this little archway that actually, it has something about Americans. Like it says something on this plaque. There's some sort of military cooperation going on there in 1944. I always see these bouquets of dried lavender and I love them so much that I was like, I know lavender is in the United States too, but I'm freaking buying some French lavender and bringing it back with me, so I did. And now it's in the little vase in our kitchen. Chocolate. Oh, sometimes there'd be a lady standing out there with samples. That was the best day ever if you got to get a sample of chocolate on your way to class. There's a church right across the street from my university. And here is my university with a bunch of people in front of it because they are tourists. I think they're probably there to see the church. Sciences Po, see it right there? The signs say Sciences Po Aix. It's a beautiful building on the outside. But as soon as you get inside, it's not as pretty, unfortunately. And now we will go inside. They always had little tables there with like different organizations giving you things, little papers, advertisements. But see how bland the inside was? It's just very bland. Sorry about the flickering, that's because of the fluorescent lights, I think. Oh my goodness. These are the coffee machines. They had 4 different coffee machines and it wasn't that bad, and it was also pretty cheap, 30 centimes, something like that. And so we would often have breaks in the middle of our 2-hour lecture, and during that time it was not uncommon for me and others to go and get a little coffee just to like pep you up. I think I'd get like a cappuccino or something. If you pass through this little courtyard, there are more classrooms, and I remember trying to find these classrooms the first day and like having to ask around because I was so lost. But there are 2 buildings and they're connected by this courtyard. And so we going upstairs because I had classes upstairs. Now, going up to where I had class. And we're back down. Okay, just casual little glance up into that corridor. Now we're leaving. All those red doors are classrooms. And they're nothing special, they're just very plain classrooms. So you're not missing much by not seeing them. And we're out! So that's it! Tour of Aix and a little look into Sciences Po Aix. Thanks for watching! Peace, holla at your mom.